Ngong Road playoff weekend ilianza on a high, especially for Queens 2 ESS side vile walipiga Nondies at home, and they won by having a very dominant game. The most of the possession ilikuwa kwa Queens 2, walidominate territory, possession, and at the end of the day ukiwa na hizo mbili you are most likely going to win the game. Na they also had very strong squads. Kama uko unajua hizi ni team za ESS zinacheza, you could have thought hii ni Kenya Cup. They have depth. Queens 2 piled on the pressure, waka maintain momentum, and full time score ilikuwa in favor of Queens 2, wakachukua 19-17, na hiyo ili give advantage to Queens Kenya Cup, to Queens 1, that is the Kenya Cup side, because now wamepewa hiyo morale. Their second team has already won within the day, kwa hivyo it's up to them now. Already wamepewa hiyo confidence, they can come away to their rivals. Remember, not only was this a playoff, pia it's a derby. This is a Ngong Road derby. Ilikuwa day ya kufind out which is the best team on Ngong Road, on this side of the city. And the main event ika come around, and it was time for the main teams to battle it out. And immediately, early on in the first half, Queens were first to commit a foul, waka concede penalty pale hivyo. Nondies waka opt kuchukua points, which was a very critical decision. Na hii, the way I saw it, it gave me the realization that Nondies wako na game plan yenye wameamua hawata rush, watakuwa patient, because remember, as I said, stakes ziko very high. Hii ni quarter final, the winner anaenda Kenya Cup semi-finals. Secondly, this is a derby, they are bragging rights on the line, and add to the fact that already their second team isha lose. Now this is their time to fight back for the reputation ya Nondies, especially being at home. Remember, my fans wa Nondies wali turn up, kulikuwa kumechrome, the stadium was packed manze, adding to the fact that roaming chef pale hivyo Ombachi alikuwa na chef pale hivyo, he was frying the chicken and the fish and all that. Jua pressure ilikuwa juu for both teams, because there's a lot on the line, especially for the home team, now that they are 1-0 down with the loss for their second team. Nondies waka take the early points, the first points of the game. Then they earned yet another penalty, took the points. They are 6 points on the board. Then there was an incident immediately. These are early days of the round, of the half. It is tunaongelea about within 10 minutes of the first half. There was an incident. One of the Queens players, for some reason, wakaanza kushikana mashati, pushing and shoving, and this player Nondies, he was pushed into the barbed wire. If you know Nondies grounds, kuna base, one of the sidelines kuna kuwaga na those barbed wires hapo hivyo. He fell on those, and then the guy wa Queens mwenye ali push this guy, he got carded. Now Queens are one man less for the next 10 minutes, but still with a man less, they still scored. Waka score a converted try, then they conceded yet another penalty. We are counting 3 penalties. Those are 9 points, and Bruce Odhiambo was diligent on the tee. Yeye ndio alikuwa na kicking duties, playing from center, alikuwa number 12, and he was very diligent. Alikuwa na tinga hizo ma penalties. Out of the penalties zenye niliona, of like 4 penalties, he missed 1 in that first half. At half time, they were very close. The scores were close. They were literally 16-17. they were separated by only 1 point. Alafu vile wali back from halftime, Queens scored a very early try. They were barely settled into the second half. Queens wakatinga, but they missed the conversion. Now they were 22 points for Queens and 16 for Nondies. At this moment, hatuko tunajua that was the last score for Queens. Hawaku gain any other points from that moment. From that moment moving forward, ilikuwa tu ni Nondies kutinga tu. Nondies dominated the breakdown, the territory as well, cause as much as it was almost half and half, breaking the defense line was Nondies' best weapon. They somehow figured out to keep breaking defense here. Queens scoring tries, earning penalties, turnovers, lineouts. Most of the time Nondies ndio walikuwa wanachukua lineout, cause I barely saw any lineouts going in favor of Queens. I think there was 1 or 2, but majority of the lineouts zenye niliona zilikuwa za Nondies. Then finally at full time, Nondies had the bragging rights. They won the game 38-22, winning the Ngong Road Derby and winning the quarterfinals, making it to the semis. Sasa watapatana na Kabras at the Forest this weekend. Now I can say I was impressed by how Nondies played. Niliona a very confident Nondies, a very composed Nondies. Hawaku break under pressure, cause pressure was high. Wacha nisikudanganye, these knockout matches have so much pressure. 40 minutes hufeel ni kama 10 minutes, but inaweza feel kama like the game did not go to full time. It's usually so much intense. The pressure is high, and Nondies somehow composed themselves. Now I think we have a good match this weekend coming up, and I'm looking forward kuona vile Nondies wataperform, because last time walienda kwa Forest, the results ilikuwa 7-3. They matched Kabras. They figured out how to handle them, and that was their first meeting in a long time. So I believe pia this team around watakuwa na game fiti sana against Kabras. Nah, I'm excited for that match. On the varsity side, Zitek Oaks will get the best of JKUAT. That time is a charm, they say, but haikuwa fiti for JKUAT. JKUAT this season wamemit Zitek 3 times. The first 2 times JKUAT won the games, na those 2 games zilikuwaga JKUAT. JKUAT ndio walikuwa home side. So if you watch the last video I did, I said now that Zitek wako home, they must use their home advantage and their familiarity of their home ground, na the support, their home team support, to take advantage, because they've had a very good season. Wame finish at number 4 in the championship, above JKUAT, so they have every right to win this game, and true to it, wali win, wakashinda by 7-3, 7 for Zitek, 3 for JKUAT. It's a low score, but as I said, playoff matches, knockout matches are usually very intense, and the pressure, it can get to you, and it can feel like the game was 20 minutes instead of 40 minutes a half, and time was very fast in these knockout games. Now Zitek will take advantage. I believe this is the highest accolade at this moment. To make it to the championship semis, this is a big deal. Now they are only 1 step away from Kenya Cup promotion. Next weekend wanaenda kucheza those semis, and in championship ukishinda your semi, you're pretty much qualified. You are actually qualified. You are promoted already to the Kenya Cup. So next weekend is the most important weekend for Zitek's history. Hii ni moment in history. Wakishinda hii game, wejua wamepromotiwa kuingia Kenya Cup. and I believe at this moment they are geared up for that and they know that, but still it's a big achievement kufika hapo ukiconsider wamekuwa promoted this season. So shout out to Ztech. I'm excited kuona how they perform next weekend. There are a lot of exciting matches this coming weekend and I'm looking forward to all of those. So yeah, if you have not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe, like this video, give me your comments, tell me about your highlights of the weekend, and I'll see you on the next video.